So in today's video, we are going to be blindly choosing what I read for this month. I love blindly choosing books. It is the start of the new month and I'm so excited that it's a new year. Welcome to 2024. I'm gonna be reading 5 books. That's the plan. This basket has made an appearance before. The prompts that I'm using are the same prompts that I started in that video, and I obviously didn't use all of them because, like, look at this basket. There are so many prompts in there that I obviously haven't chosen from, and I don't even remember what some of them are. So this really is blind. Like, I wrote these prompts like months ago. It was at least 2 months ago, and it was like last year. You know those jokes, right? We're picking 5 books, so let's get it. I'm gonna talk about each book that I ended up picking as I pick them. It's time to pick book number 1. Okay, oh my god, I'm nervous. Okay, dun dun dun. Book number 1 is A Book with Magic. Oh my god, I already know. A book with magic. I have so many options up here. Okay, I'm going to pick Ruthless Vows. Ooh, I'm so excited. That just made me happy. Ruthless Vows. So, like, okay. Ruthless Vows just came out like in December of 2023. It's the second book of a duology. I think this is the final book, if I'm correct. Yep, it says epic conclusion. That makes me sad, actually. The first book is Divine Rivals, and if you haven't read that book, first of all, you need to stop right now and go watch that video. In that video, I read the first book of this series. I absolutely love that book. I was literally ready for this book the moment I finished the first book, but I had to wait because obviously it didn't come out yet. If you have read this book, please leave a comment below. If you are anticipating reading this book, leave a comment below. Let me know who's on the same page as me, like who's ready to read this book. Oh my god, I'm so happy I picked this book. I'm so happy. This book is the second book of the series, but let me basically tell you what Divine Rivals was about. So Divine Rivals basically was about this girl named Iris and this other guy named, what was his name? Pete? No, why am I saying Pete? Roman. That was his name, Roman. So Roman was her rival, literally. They worked at the same magazine, or was it like a journal? They worked at the same newspaper company called like the Oath Gazette, and they were both competing for the same role, the same position. So anyway, they were like literally rivals, but then they also had a war between gods, like gods brewing in their world. And so, how do I talk about this without giving spoilers? Iris also had a brother who went off to war. So her brother is fighting in a war between gods. Like, you have to read to figure out, like, what? Like, I love that. When her brother goes off to war, Iris has this special typewriter that she uses to write letters to her brother. She slips them in her wardrobe and they vanish. And so in her head, they're vanishing to her brother. But her brother isn't responding to her letters. Guess who is getting her letters? This is not a spoiler, by the way. This is all in the synopsis of that book. I just remember it. So anyway, the person who is getting her letters is freaking Roman. I know his name now, Roman Kit. He is getting her letters. Like, isn't that wild? Her rival is getting her heartfelt letters to her brother. And she's also working with this guy at the Oath Gazette. And her brother is at the war between gods. So it's just like, oh my god. Like, if that doesn't interest you a little bit, then I don't know. But you know that it's a enemies to lovers kind of situation. Like, that is also in the synopsis of that book. So you know that Roman and Iris are not gonna be enemies for long. And like, their love story bloomed, like, oh my god. Yeah. Now I have the second book. I cannot wait to make a reading vlog about it. And by the way, that reading vlog might contain some spoilers because there's no way I can talk about this one without maybe spoiling a little bit of the first one. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's move on. Book number 2. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, what is this prompt saying? A book by an author you've never read before. Okay, that's a great prompt. I love that. I need some diversity in my life. And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read most of these people up here. Like, I've never read a Britney Spears book. Have you? I've never read Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Lauren Asher. I have another Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I haven't read from Odette. Basically, all these books up here are from new authors except Ali Hazelwood and Rebecca Yarros. So what am I gonna read? Okay, basically this is like free choice because like all of this is like new, you know? Okay, what am I gonna read? I feel like personally it's a tie between Inheritance Games and The Naturals, and that's the same author. So I'm leaning towards reading a Jennifer Lynn Barnes book. Which one though? Which one? I really want to read both of them. Like, I can't pick one of them. I really want to read The Inheritance Games, but I like how The Naturals is just like a short, quick read. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick The Inheritance Games. This is the first book of a series. I have been wanting to read this book since I bought it. Like, I always talk about this book. It just seems so cozy to read, and I love like that kind of vibe for January. Like, it's still a cozy season. It's winter time. Let's talk about what this book is about. Girl, oh my god. So Avery Grams is a high school person, right? She's just ready to graduate and get out of there. But then her luck changes almost overnight because this billionaire named Tobias Hawthorne dies. He died, right? And he left her virtually all of his inheritance, like everything, all of his fortune. Is this girl even part of the family? Like, first of all, like what is that connection? Wait, why her? It says the only catch, Avery must move into his sprawling mansion full of secret passages, riddles, and codes, and that is the vibe that I'm going for this season. Like, that really is it. Secret passages and riddles. I love stuff like that. Like, I love that. It says, unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that was just disinherited. So they're thinking they're gonna get all this money, and Avery has it, and here she comes about to live with y'all. Girl, that is some tea right there. So the 4 Hawthorne grandsons are dangerous, they're magnetic, who grew up expecting that they would get that inheritance, that they would inherit billions. Their grandpa is a billionaire, he's dying. You know grandpa's gonna hook us up, but they were wrong. Grayson, one of the grandsons, is convinced that Avery is a con woman, and he's determined to take her down. Like, there's no way grandpa did this. Like, he died, he can't defend himself, she should not get the money. She's a con artist. Grayson is convinced. But then you have Jameson, who views her as their grandfather's last, like, hoorah, a twisted riddle, a puzzle to be solved. Caught in a world of wealth and privilege with danger around every turn, Avery would have to play the game herself just to survive. And I'm like, survive what? What? Like, why grandpa? Why? So we must read this to find out. Guys, I'm definitely adding this to my list. Alright guys, book number 3. We're getting through this. We're getting through it. Okay, let's see what's up. Let's see. This one. It says a self-help book. Okay, I was not expecting that. Clearly there are none up here. So here's what I'm gonna do with this prompt. I'm going to do an audible version of that book, and here is the audible that I'm going to be listening to. I can get in an audiobook for the month and also get in a self-help book for the month, because that's the prompt. Like I told you guys in my end of the year book tag video, I am trying to diversify my reading this month. Not this month, this year. The fact that I'm to read a self-help book this month is like on brand, and it's like definitely on time, so that's cool. I love that for me. So that's my 3rd book that I'm going to be reading. And so I'm so excited because I've heard great things about that book. You may have heard about it. Let me know in the comments below if you read self-help books. Where are the self-help book girlies? Like, let me know who you are, if they exist. Anyway, so let's move on. The 4th book. Oh my god, we're almost done. Okay. Yikes. Read a celebrity memoir. What are the odds that there's only one celebrity memoir that I own? And it's one of the prompts that I wrote down months ago. And at the time when I wrote down that prompt, I didn't even own a celebrity memoir. Unless you want to include like Barack Obama. Yes, we'll include him. He is a celebrity. We know who he is if he was in the streets, you know. So anyway, I guess I'm also reading Britney Spears' The Woman in Me. I love that for me, honestly, because like I said, like I keep mentioning, I'm trying to diversify my reading. So the fact that I'm being asked to read a self-help book, a book with magic, a memoir, and I'm also doing an audiobook. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud of these prompts. Like, oh my god, yeah. So anyway, yeah. Oh wait, this is Britney Spears' first time like kind of speaking out on her truth as her own person, because I don't know if you remember, but it even talks about it in here. It says in June 2021, the whole world was listening as Britney Spears spoke in open court. Because you remember how her father used to like control her whole life? I remember like reading about that and hearing and seeing about it. That was recent, you know? And so anyway, she's now free and stuff. Now she is like stepping into her own power and telling her own story on her own terms. I'm just curious, it's like, what is her story? What happened? How did she end up where she ended up? She talks about in the back of this book, living in a house in Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana, so I'm like, yes ma'am. How did you go from Louisiana to like Britney Spears, girl? So like, let's read on that. That is so cool. I'm loving how diverse my books are this month. One more. Oh my god, my heart. Okay, the last book that I'm going to be picking today. A book that became a movie. So let's talk for a second. I know that Black Cake was adapted and it became like a TV show. That's not a movie. I also know that Curse of the Wolf King is like a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. Am I correct on that? If so, Beauty and the Beast is a movie, animated, and like, what's it called when they like make them like real characters? Reimagined? Is that what it's called? I don't know. The real version of it, Beauty and the Beast, I'm talking about on Disney Plus. So, Curse of the Wolf King. It says a Beauty and the Beast retelling at the bottom. So that's the movie book. Okay, bet. We know what Beauty and the Beast is about, right? Beauty and the Beast is basically about how this man was like a prince or something like that, or king, and he used to be like cruel. Like he would host parties and people lived to impress the king. Like that was their role, be on the king's good graces type of thing. And so anyway, one day this old lady came into one of his parties out from the rain or the storm or whatever, and she was asking him for something. Like I don't know what she asked him for, maybe like a glass of water. I don't know, I feel like I'm making that part up, but she asked him for something. She was just trying to seek refuge because it was like storming, and I think he told her like leave, like get out, but then she was like, you're not gonna help or something, like, or you're like selfish, something along those lines. She like revealed who she was, and she ended up being like a witch, and she like put this curse on him to turn him and everybody who was in that castle at the time into like, first of all, she turned him into a beast, but then she turned everyone else into like house decor or like home supplies. So you are literally a beast. Like you let this old lady push her back out into the world. Whether you live in a castle, like you're a king, like we are your people type of situation, you know? She cursed him. They're gonna be stuck that way forever. Stuck. You're a teacup. That's my interpretation of Beauty and the Beast. So this is a retelling of that version that's in my head. So I'm gonna come back and talk about this book at the end of the month and see like how close of a retelling is it? What's the catch for them? Let's just see what's up. Let's just see. And that wraps up this blindly choosing my TBR. These are all the books that I'm gonna be reading this month, and I'm so excited. While granted, all of these books are like really good. If you are interested in me reading any of these books, like I said, the next few videos that are coming out are gonna be some heavy reading vlogs. So if you're interested in me reading some of these books and want to see my thoughts on them, then please be sure to subscribe. Join me on this reading journey. I just absolutely love talking to you guys about books. It is so much fun. If you've read any of these books, as always, leave a comment below and let's discuss. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye bye.